Okay, well, it doesn't appear that, I don't know if I can go live at all. It says I'm streaming, but YouTube is not receiving enough video. Did it knock my freaking camera? Wow. Wow. Now it seems okay. Try going live. It says I'm live, but I don't know if anyone can hear me. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a message that YouTube is not receiving enough data. And it was working fine. Somebody type in the chat if you can hear me. Oh, yeah, now I'm getting an hourglass. I don't think that my internet's working well enough. It was working fine. But believe it or not, just when I was supposed to go live, we got a windstorm coming through. And I should turn on my Irium. Irion. I'm going to try and turn on my Irion and show you guys if I can find it. I don't know if anyone can hear me. H-I Irion. Okay, waiting for connection. There we go. And we'll go here and turn on Irion. Oh, it's not there yet. Let me add that as a camera. Video capture device. Add existing. Oh, it's not in there yet. Okay. We're going to go to Irion capture. Okay. Irion webcam. There we go. Okay. I don't know if anyone can see this. Yeah, it's not online yet. Oh, there we go. Hey, you can hear me. Okay. Check this out, guys. Look at this. They really toned down, but just after 6 o'clock when I was supposed to stream, this windstorm came in and it set off my motion detector in front of the garage, and it blew the trees like crazy. It actually, there was enough wind. Let me turn this off. There was enough wind coming in the garage that it opened up the door between the garage and the house. I can see that there's some delay here as well. In fact, there's like probably 15 or 20 seconds of delay. Hi, Chris, MHF, Todd, Paul, GWN. I'm glad you can hear me. I'm getting an error message that says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain streaming. And there's a big buffer, so it's probably like 20 seconds. So you guys are 20 seconds behind me. So if you type something like a question, you're going to have to wait a while before I even see it. And but we'll try and make this work. I don't. My internet connection is now Starlink. I've got a satellite dish mounted up on the house there. Oh yeah, now I'm getting buffering on the video. I don't know how well this is going to work, guys. I've done several tests and it was working fine. I think part of the problem is that it's 6 p.m. and so there's more traffic at 6 p.m., so I don't get as much bandwidth on my Starlink. I didn't think it worked that way, but apparently it does. So let me try typing and see how that comes through. So now I'm just getting an hourglass on the video. Darn it. I don't know if you guys can you hear me talking? Somebody says they got a video and someone else says no. So I'm curious if you can hear me, but I'll type if you can read what I'm saying. Yeah, this isn't working, guys. Okay, everybody says it's good and clear. I'm not seeing anything. I keep getting warnings over here. But if you say you can hear me and see me, yeah, I'm reading my live chat, Chris. Everybody says they can see me and hear me. That's interesting because when I look at YouTube, I'm not seeing it. I just get an hourglass. So, hey, that's good. I don't have a plan for today, guys. Usually I'm over prepared, but today I've just had so much going on, and so going on over the last few weeks, and so I'm turning on YouTube. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can see stuff. All right. So I am looking at the chat. And ask me some questions. I'm going to tell you what happened to me last week. After moving to Arizona here, I've had so much to do in this house. I actually started to flip out. I actually started to get overstressed. And I was on the phone with one of my supplier for my solar panels that are coming next month, and I started yelling at him, and I started just freaking out, like, I don't understand, and I realized it wasn't them, it was me, and I had to take it easy. I had to take Sunday, let's see, maybe your download stream is slow, yeah, it could be. Sunday I slept in till 10 o'clock, and then I didn't do much, and today I slept in till 9 o'clock and before I got up, and I haven't done a whole lot today either. But the point is, I had overstressed myself because I was trying to get everything done real quickly and make everything perfect, and it just not going to happen. So I want to do a little tour of what I have done. I'm not going to show you most of my house, but I'll show you the pool room behind me. What do you guys think of the aspect ratio on the table right now? When I did a couple of videos last week with this camera from the foot end of the table, and it was really stretched out. It looked like a weird shape to the table. And then for my rack of the week on Sunday, I thought I had fixed the aspect ratio, and somebody said, no, it was too wide now. So I think I found the happy medium. And this is actually the default. I got the software to go to the default. So the proportions on the table should look normal now, and the balls should look round. Nobody's typing anything, so I don't know if you can hear me again. I hope you can. So if you can hear me, let me know how does the pool table look from this camera angle? So I'll shoot a little bit of pool if you guys are seeing me here. Better? Better what? Oh, pool table looks better? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. You don't need the black bar for your logo. Just plop it in somewhere in a corner. Yeah, no. Yeah, Chris, the video that you're seeing right now, I didn't design it. I just threw stuff on there. That is not what things are going to look like. I might get with you later, Chris, because I want to play with a couple settings, but whatever. By the way, little Chris has been helping me out, and it's not his fault if things aren't working right. It's mine. But if you don't know who he is, click on his name. Go check him out on YouTube. You think it looks good, but what do I know? Yeah. I looked at the camera angle for several of the professional streamers on YouTube. I looked at Little Chris, I looked at Charivari, and I looked at Matchroom, and I looked at old AccuStats videos and a couple others on YouTube. And you'll see, the standard camera angle is when the camera's up at the foot end of the table up, and you kind of get a perspective view going down the length of the table. And that's the shot that you see most often. In some of the streams, that's the only shot you see. They never change it. But like Matchroom will have that as the standard shot, and then they'll switch to the directly overhead of the center of the table, and then at times they'll have a cameraman who's moving around and getting different angles. But so this is the main angle, camera angle for me. And so I played with a lot. If you look at some of Matchroom streams, not all of them, but some of them, especially the more recent ones, the pool table looks almost square. It's like they stretched the far end of the table so there's no diminishing lines, so there's no perspective lines. And I think it looks weird. I think that looks bizarre. But that's what Matchroom is doing. Apparently, they're doing that on some of their streams right now. Set Chris as a monitor. I would be happy to set Chris as a moderator, if I knew how to do that. I see something up here that says community moderation, settings. Oh, I've got G-Man as a monitor right now. Paste the channel URL of a user to add. Okay, let's try. Whoops. Little Chris. There he is. Save. Okay, there you go. Little Chris is now a moderator, whether you like it or not. Somebody tell me what that means. He gets some special powers over the chat or something? As you can see, I have a lot to learn. So anyway, what you're looking at right now, even if you don't like it, tough. I think that's it. That's the camera angle. You got to find a happy medium between the height of the camera, the perspective lines, and how much of the area around the table that you see. In other words, how much of the player you're going to see while they're playing. And if you look at a lot of the Matchroom videos for the tournaments that Matchroom is running, when a player is at the far end of the table and they're standing upright, it chops them off at the chest. You can't see their heads or anything. So I'm good with this. I think it's good, and I've spent a lot of time trying to get it perfectly level and everything. It just means I can help your live chat friendly. Okay, thanks, Chris. Oh, yeah, and G-Man's a moderator as well. And we don't know how that happened, but... So I like this camera angle. And I think, right now you notice that the table is not centered on your screen. It's off to the left side. And that's because, yeah, I don't know how I picked you either, G-Man. But if you don't mind, for future streams and videos that I make, including Rack of the Week, there will be a sidebar where you see my logo and the title and different information. And if I'm doing drills, I'm going to try to have statistics of the drills there and things like that. So it can go either way. I can move it to the center, I can move it to the side, but that's the camera angle. And then let me show you the other angle. You saw it on my Rack of the Week. By the way, for the Rack of the Week, I won't do the overhead. I don't think it's necessary. Or I could turn it on and off, depending. But, like, let's see. Here's the overhead. I need my reading glasses. Here's the overhead camera. And I got to tell you what, guys. I tried my ass off to try to get that thing perfectly square. And I just do not understand why it's not. Let me go to, let me turn on my Irian again. Check this out. This is the camera. Oops, where'd it go? Come on. There it is. Ooh, let me get it up close there so the exposure kind of fixes itself. That's the overhead camera. And you can see, I used a plumb bob. I hope you can hear me from way over here. Going to the center of the table straight up, and that hole in the ceiling is directly over the center of the table. I'll turn this off now. And the directly over the center of the table, and so I've got that camera hanging directly over the center. And even though I have it, I thought perfect, you can tell that the short rails of the table are kind of angled in. I don't know. My YouTube name is Shortstop because I'm not a pro, and I guess I'm not a pro at video either. I'm just going to do the best I can. And then the other thing that's weird, if you look at the overhead, let me slide it off to the side. Oops, that's not it. Look at the color difference between the blue cloth. Look at the color difference of the rails and compare the color difference in the floor. I can't get the colors to match. So it's two different cameras because the camera over the center of the table needs to be a super wide angle so that you don't get those curved edges. And so I've got that, but for some reason the colors are too saturated. And I've tried playing with the saturation. Yeah, I could try that, to be honest with you. Let me show you guys on the selfie camera. Let's see if I can get to that. Let me turn this off. There we go. I followed Chris's advice and I bought one of these guys. This is a wireless microphone, and I'm still playing with getting the sound perfect on this. But all the talking that you've been hearing on this live stream is coming through this little guy. It's a wireless microphone, and there's a receiver that's plugged into my computer. So I'm still going to be playing with settings with this, but out of the box, that's pretty good. So if I'm going to do a Rack of the Week where I'm shooting and talking at the same time, instead of that overhead choir microphone, I think it's going to be this guy. Because just out of the box, the sound quality. Obviously, I have more experimenting to do. And I had this clipped onto my shirt, and Chris is suggesting using this magnet. But that magnet is like super weak. I don't understand how this is supposed to hold the microphone up. I don't get it. Is that how this, or is it supposed to? I'll have to have a conversation with little Chris after, because I don't. I mean, the microphone won't even hold this on. Well, it kind of will there, but it's repelling it in this direction. Hey, I'll figure it out. Thinking like a plumber. That's me. White balance. Oh, maybe it's the white balance, but then I don't know. Let me go to my settings on here. Let's see, properties. I don't remember seeing a white balance. Okay, there is a white balance setting, but it's grayed out. So this camera doesn't have that ability to do a white balance setting. So let me make a note of that. Maybe there's some other way to adjust the white balance. You know, I think everything is working right now. It's just not working as good as I would like it to work. You know, I can reduce the saturation on this overhead camera like that, and then it still doesn't look good. So you're probably right. It probably is a white balance issue, not a saturation issue. Anyway, let me go back to the chat. Yeah, I'll call you when I'm late, after I'm done, Chris. I like your contrast, easier on the eyes. Yeah, somebody else mentioned too that on this camera view, you see some light glare on the foot rail, like right where the ball counters, the little wheels are. And that bothers me. I don't like it. You do see that on some other people's streams, but for now, we're going to deal with it. I'm going to be looking into changing the lighting. So you saw, I think you saw a moment ago, you saw the lights that I have, and they're the exact same lights that I used. I'm not sure why the focus on that selfie camera is so bad, because when I look at what I'm sending out, it's crystal clear. It could have something, oh, then the focus came in a little bit better there. So it's probably something to do with the stream quality with the internet here. What was I talking about? Oh, I'm going to be looking into getting lighting. It's just that the best lights that you can buy are the Littman or the Predator, and they're both over $1,000. So that's one of the changes that I've made also this last week is before my move and 2 weeks that I've been here, I have been spending money like a drunken sailor. Microphones and contractors to do the insulation and air conditioning install and just all kinds of stuff, and it has to stop. I made good money on the house sale, but that doesn't mean I need to spend it. This is my retirement, and I need to be investing money, and so I got to get back to my normal spending levels, which I'm pretty frugal. So this microphone was probably the last one. I bought something else. Check this out. Move my chair. I splurged on that. And that is for the pool table. Because it has an attachment. I got to take my microphone with me when I walk away. It has an attachment that does not have rotating brushes, so it's going to be gentle on the pool table. But then I've also got a longer attachment that I can vacuum the floors in the house. So that's my vacuum, and I bought it for dual purpose. So I can use it on both. That and this microphone was my last two items that I'm going to splurge on. If I do something else with the lighting, I don't know. It's gonna have to be where I get a deal or a sponsorship or something where I can get a better price. I'm tired of spending money. Don't get me wrong, I love spending money. I'm not tired of spending it. What I'm tired of is watching my bank account go down. Yeah, I know that Talon stopped making pool gloves. I don't know why. I'm actually using this glove, and I'm going to make a video on it. I had a different manufacturer write to me and say, hey, would you like to try out my glove? So I'm going to give you guys a preview of it. Let me get over here so I can show you. There we go. Right there. It's called Resolute, and they have a little 8, 9, 10 ball logo. Now, you can see the stains on this glove, And on the back, you can see there's a, where do I get to it? Where is it? There it is. Little tear starting to form. It has, this is the heel of the glove. It's got two pads on it, and there's a little, there, yeah, right here, there's a tear starting and one there. So, this is a real good glove. As you guys know, I work these gloves hard. I abuse them. And even with all that abuse, I've been playing with this since Denver, before I left Denver, so over a month. And for me, that's a lot. You can see all the stains on it. I'm going to throw it in the washer today and see if it doesn't clean up. But I'm going to talk to this guy. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to talk to him about this glove. He's real close to a good design. There's just a couple things I would change. But any other glove, if I had been playing with it for a month, there would be a huge gaping hole right here. And this one does not have a hole. So I'm liking it. It's called Resolute. Yeah, a little over a month. You have the same issue with your lights on the foot rail. See, and that's the thing. I think even if I switch to Predator lights or the Littman lights, I think I might still get that glare. And I know how I know how Matchroom gets rid of that glare. They have their cameras way back, like 10 or 12 feet away from the foot rail, and then kind of a low angle. And if you just look with your eyes and back up, you can see that glare disappear from the rail. It's because they have their camera way back. And I'm going to switch back to my Irian. I'm assuming that you guys were able to see this. When I say Irian, what I'm talking about is my cell phone. I'm going to turn on a window. Let me know if you can see this window. So I'm putting an overlay window with my cell phone. Yeah, Resolute is the name of that glove. But this is my Brio camera. So that's the camera at the end of the... Let me bring my microphone with me, guys. Sorry, I forgot. This is the Brio 4K. It's a really good camera. And that's what I have mounted over the foot rail. So the camera's mounted in the ceiling, and it's maybe 8 inches from the ceiling. And it's looking down on the table. So, and that was a pain in the butt. I had to climb up in that attic. Oh yeah, dust. Yeah, look at this. Dust storm warning. Where is it? Oh, it's too bright for you to see. Why is it doing that? Yeah, you can't quite see it. It says dust storm warning. Yeah, that's like they're like a half hour late at least. The dust already came through. But anyway, that's my 4K. So I had to climb up in the attic to run those wires. I had to buy a special high quality 3.0 USB cable, and it runs in the attic under the insulation across and down inside the wall to the computer station, and then I got a port back there. Where is it? There we go. Where the 2 camera cables come out of the wall. I added that. So all the cables are hidden in the walls, which is cool. So the reason why I'm mentioning that is if I want to try and get rid of the glare on the rail of the pool table, I would have to move this camera back like almost across from that light fixture there. Like a couple of feet, 3 feet back over to here. Which means climbing up in the attic again, patching drywall. Guys, I just don't know if it's worth it. But you could tell, there's that light glare. You can see it with this camera. I think if you get back farther, now see, I'm back farther, way farther, and that light glare is still there. So I think it's something that we're just going to live with. So what else? A little tour. You just saw my workstation. My workstation in Denver was a mess. And so I knew what I needed to do. And there's lots of cables in the walls and cables tied up behind to keep things clean here. But you can see I've got my Shure microphone. That's the one I use to record all my videos when I do my narration. And that can also, I can also use it to record the ambient sounds while I'm playing at the table, but we're going to give this wireless mic a good shot. And then I've my monitor headphones, and that's the receiver for the little wireless mic. And then I like this on the edge of the kitchen counter. I mounted my rack, so that's right next to the table, so I can rack the balls. I'm going to put the where is it? Oh, here it is. I got my stuff. I finally found my rack, and I got it out. I'm gonna put the donuts on today. So the next videos that you see from this table, you'll see the donuts on there. And I ordered a rack. Just the cheapest wood rack that I could find, but a nice triangle, for the sole purpose of putting on the table and tracing an outline. And I'm gonna take a piece of cardboard, a piece of paper or something, and practice drawing that outline before I draw on my pool table, because I want to get it just right. Anyway, so that's the table, and I got the poster, the French movie poster mounted. Got a couple things mounted on the wall. I got my John Schmidt 626 and the Jason Shaw 714. Oh, and look at this. PBIA certified instructor. That's me. Thank you to Sam Diep-Vidal from Denver for helping me out with that. She's priceless. And then the 2006 BCA National Championships, when my team won that. I'm going to put this window film. I just bought this today. It's a dark tint window film. But this is the front door. And if you notice, especially when it's dark out, if I'm recording a video from back here, that little semicircle window in the front door, not if it's dark out, if it's bright out, you get light glare coming through that, and I think it's distracting. Now, in my more recent videos, the camera angle is down lower, so you don't see that, but still, I'm going to put that light, that stuff in there. And then this is Starlink and my other trophies. Let me go look at the chat and see what you guys are saying. Let's see. Resolute. Yeah, Resolute gloves. Tiger gloves. I might try them sometimes. The fingers are longer. What I need a glove where the wrist is longer, because my hands, it's not that my hands are so much bigger around, which they are, but they're longer. So even with this glove, I'm getting all the wear here, and there's no pads there, because my hand is so long. This wrist should be longer. That's one of the things I'll talk to him about. But that's an issue just for me, because I'm 6'5". But your average pool player, most pool players, even 6 feet tall, are not going to have that issue. Install a fireplace. Shove your table up close to the end rail, so only you have to break from one end. You're hilarious. That's funny as hell. Okay. Yeah, it's not worth the effort. Is that the USB SM7? This is the Shure, is it SM7? Yeah. The microphone, and it can go USB. It can also go XLR. The problem is I don't know how to plug an XLR microphone into my computer. I bought a mixer to do it, but it ended up being more trouble than I think it was worth. I need another monitor? Oh, why do I need another monitor? Maybe I do, but I'm kind of putting the brakes on the spending, so you better make a good case for that. I suppose one could be, I don't know, one could be set up with a selfie cam and one for the other camera, I don't know. Oh, one for YouTube and one for OBS, so I can see both of them at the same time. Yeah, I suppose I could do that. Let's see, what else? What else do you guys want to know? One thing I'll say is today starts training. I got to talk to little Chris when I get done here, but I'm putting together a schedule, and I'm going to ask for advice on that. I can do practice drills that I couldn't do in Denver, and I want to run 200 balls, and I have not been able to address that goal seriously for a couple months because of everything involved with moving to Arizona. And so now's the time. I'm still not completely unpacked. I'm still not completely settled. Things are looking a lot better, but I'm going to pace myself. I was trying to get everything all done and completely done, and I was just stressed myself out. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to do a little every day. I'll just do a little bit. I'll unpack one box or do one little project, and just over the next couple months, I'll get settled in. And I need to do that so I can get to more of a normal life, and so that I can try to get to a routine. I can tell you this table, if I'm going to run 200 balls, it's going to be on this table behind me right here. Because I've only been playing pool on this table for 1 week, and I've already got a run of 62 and a run of 95. And that's not playing my best yet. So I'm going to get in stroke and start running some balls. So I don't know what that means for videos or live streams, but I'll definitely just do some impromptu live stream where I'm like, oh, I'm going to try and run some balls, and I'll just turn the 2 cameras on. It'll be like this camera and maybe the straight overhead up in the corner, and I'll put on the wireless mic and I'll talk some, but not a lot, and just go. Let's see, what else you got going on here? Oh, monitor one for OBS, another for YouTube. I emailed you a question about your stick. Oh, okay. Well, I think I saw that, Chris, and I didn't get to it yet. Yes, it's all custom. Chris, my pool cue is 60 inches long. It has the butt is extra long, and I'm shooting with a Predator Vantage shaft, which is a 29-inch shaft. So I'm not able to do math while I'm talking. So it's 60 inches long minus the 29-inch shaft. It's a 31-inch butt. It's a custom length butt. And then I have an 8-inch extension, so that makes it a 60-inch cue. Oh, you're 6'4", so you want to go 62 and a 5-inch extension, yeah. You can buy 4-inch and 6-inch extensions online. They're fine. They're not going to match your cue perfectly, but they'll be just fine. But if you're willing to spend the money, then whatever cue maker you have making your cue, they can make you an extension as well. Yeah, baby steps on moving in. That's what I realized, because I had just stressed myself out. Am I feeling settled in? Yeah, I'm settled in now. I'm starting to get there. Last week, for the first time, I went and made a proper trip to the grocery store. So I stopped eating out. So I'm cooking more and eating better. You have a 60-inch with a 5-inch extension, 65. If you're 6'4", that's pretty good. You could do with an inch or two more, but that's pretty good. Nothing wrong with that. Do you think they'll break Black Widow's 14-1 record this year? Oh, the women. I don't know. I shouldn't say anything. I'm not impressed. I mean, Pia Filler ran 72 balls, I think. That's her high run. I don't want to get myself in trouble. I'm not going to say anything else. I think if the women apply themselves, they'll be able to run over 200 balls for sure, but not right now, no. There's nobody who can do that right now. I think I'd like to see the record broken, the 714. I think somebody can run 1,000. I think it'd be extremely difficult to run 1,000. We've seen what it has taken to run 626 and 714. John Schmidt worked his butt off for 3 months to run 626. Jason Shaw, he attempted for a week, and I'm talking a solid week, 10, 12 hours a day for 7 days, not 5 days, 7 days, on an easier table than John Schmidt's, and he got 714. So on an easy table, I think 1,000 is possible, but you got to really be able to outrun the forces of entropy. I don't know if it'll ever be done. Somebody would have to be really, really determined to do it. And we know John Schmidt did it for love of the game. Jason Shaw was paid to attempt it, and of course he's gotten some benefit from doing it and notoriety, which is well deserved. But there's no reward, or any reward is just real minimal. So I don't know if anyone's ever going to want to try to get to 1,000. If someone wants to beat 1,000, oh man, they're going to need a good setup. They're going to need a referee, a ball racker. Everything's got to be perfect, and they got to be able to play 8 hours a day. I don't know if anyone's ever going to do it again. I don't know if anyone's ever going to want to. I want to, but I don't have the skill. If I wanted to do it, I'd have to make these into 5-inch pockets. Oh, I want to show you my pockets. See, I'm not organized. I should have had a list of things I wanted to talk about, and I don't have it. Let me turn on my cell phone camera again, so I can walk over there and show you. Because you guys will be interested in this. There we go. Let me bring the microphone, because I don't have it clipped to me right now. I asked for 4 and 5/8 pockets. But in order to do that, the table installer needed to take the rails to his shop. The table installer, hold on. There we go. The table installer needed to take the rails to his shop. And I don't understand all the technology that goes into it, but in order to do it right, he had to cut this back and put on a single spacer so that it played well. And I like these pockets, but if you look at them, those are 4.5. I think they're almost perfectly exactly 4.5, because if you look at a line through the diameter of those balls, it's hitting the points of the entry. No, this is going in a little bit past the point. The center of the one ball is a little bit past the point. And so is the 3. So they might be 4 and 5/8. They're just, let me go grab a tape measure. See if I can find one. I like using the balls more than a tape measure, but let's try it. Okay. So I've tried to put that right at the edge of the point. See, I mean, you can make a strong case for 4.5. I'll tell you what though, they're not smaller than 4.5. If they're not 4.5, they're just a little bit bigger. And right now, the cloth is still pretty new, so right now, oops, let me do that again. So right now, see, it's pretty soft. You can kind of rail a ball in. You can bring it down the long rail and it'll go in. So they're going to tighten up and play a little bit tighter than they are now, but let's look at another one. Here's the side pockets. Yeah, so side pockets are probably 5, which is the pockets are usually bigger. The sides are bigger than the corners almost always. So that's he reduced the size of the side pockets proportionate to the corners. So here's the head rail. Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're tighter than 4.5, but I mean, that one might be just exactly 4.5. And then I think this one is a hair bigger. Yeah, this one's a hair bigger. So we did our best setting up the table to get them all exactly the same. You really don't notice it unless if you do what I'm doing and just set them up here. Okay, but they're not bigger. They're not 4 3/4. They're, sorry, I forgot to take the microphone with me, so I don't know how well you guys heard all that. Let me turn this thing off again. Go back to the chat. Chris, are you kidding me? Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I will put it down in the ledger. Now I'm going to be researching the monitor and lights. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. What else do we got here? JS got 714 and blisters. He was a zombie, man. He talked about it afterwards. He was physically just ripped up. That's how hard it is, man. And think about the mind. Your mind starts to play tricks on you after 2 hours of never missing a ball. It's just like, oh my God. How can Ronnie want to? Hey, do you see the video? Ronnie O'Sullivan, what was it? It was a recent tournament. The black ball got tied up. It was frozen to the rail by the side pocket. And he ran a century. He ran over 100 just using the blue and other colors. Only Ronnie can do that. He was playing position up and down, up and down, up and down. It was amazing. Did we ever determine what your wooden gadget is? You guys want to see the wooden gadget? Since you're on the live stream, let's turn this back on. I'm going to go show you that. Let me clip this. Hopefully this sound is going to be okay. I'm going to try and clip it way over to the side here. All right, what is that wooden thing? I don't know. What could it be? I'm going to hide it at first. We're going in the garage. I'm not going to show you. I'll show you in a sec. I think about 4 or 5 people got it right, and it's super, super simple. So, by the way, this is one of the projects that I got done that made me feel good. I built my slat wall, and then I got lots of tool hangers for my tools. And it's not done yet. I still got to build my clamp rack for all my small clamps, but I'm getting there. So here's the doohickey that I built, and as you can see, it's got a French cleat. It's meant to go here, and a couple of you, at least 4 people got this right, and it is the simplest thing that you can imagine. It is a paper towel holder. And yes, you can put a round paper towel holder on a square peg and it'll work just fine. But that's for my shop towels in the shop. All right, I'll go check out your chat. By the way, that's the mini split. Works great. And the other day they came and drilled 42 holes in the walls. I got some of them patched on the other side. I don't have them patched in yet. I'll get them. I'll get it done. Just do a little at a time. But this mini split was struggling until they insulated the walls, and now it's not struggling. It keeps that garage cool, so I can work out there. So next week, probably next week or maybe the week after, I will make an announcement that Satori Flat Rack is back in business and be making racks again if somebody wants a rack. But not yet. Not ready yet. Still got too many projects. Not quite ready. Let's go look at the chat. James, in Denver, the pockets were 4 1/4 inches and they were tight. And that was because I was doing a lot of work on my fundamentals and my stance and alignment and stroke, and I just wanted a real tight table to get all those things lined up and get shooting really straight, and it helped a heck of a lot. But now my goal here with this table in Arizona is to play straight pool and run some balls, and so I wanted bigger pockets. I thought about going ahead and going with 5-inch pockets, but it wouldn't have been fun. Because I want to do other things in other drills. And so it needs to have a balance between being fun and being productive towards my game. So that's why I wanted to go 4 3/4, but I ended up with 4 1/2 or a hair over. The concept model for SSOP World Headquarters. He did a century only blue and blue and pink without the black. Yeah, that's what he did. There's a video that somebody just put a video online. You can watch Ronnie do that. No, my old pocket size was 4 1/4. They were very tight. So these are bigger, a little bit bigger. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I'm going to get to work on videos, and then the other thing I've got to make sure I do is I've got the paperwork here. I got to review my responsibilities towards my patrons and my YouTube members. If you guys look on your screen next to my name, there's a join button. If you click on that, there's a video where I talk about it and you can look into it. But I've got 9 or 10 members on YouTube now and five patron supporters. And so they're supposed to be getting extra perks. And so along with my routine of practice, there's going to be a routine of making videos and a routine of providing those extras to my YouTube members and patrons. So we're going to get back to normal here. That's pretty much what this is about. The other issue in this room is sound, echoing. So does anyone have any advice? Just today, I purchased, because they were cheap, I bought the cheap ones. I bought some cheap sound panels. They're 12 inches by 12 inches. But really, for like $40, I think I'm getting 50 of them, 12 by 12. And they have those little fins on them. They're really cheap foam. I bought the cheap ones. But I'm thinking about where, because there's echoing in here, because it's all hard surfaces. There's no fabric other than the cloth on the table. I've got a couch and a chair, but they're way on the other end of the room, so those aren't doing anything for the sound. So I don't know whether I should put those sound baffles on the ceiling or on the wall or a combination. And then the other thing I was thinking about is putting a rug under the table. I could just put a little small area rug, like a 5x5, underneath. It would be under the table, so you really wouldn't ever walk on it. But the purpose is for sound, to try and get rid of the echoing. And then I could also put some baffles on this wall behind my monitor, and that might look cool, or it might not look cool. But if anybody knows anything about sound design and removing echoes, you could send me an email. What else do we need to talk about? Let me go look at the stream. Little Chris, thank you, man. You are a gem. I appreciate that. Now I'm going to have to buy a monitor, a second monitor. Well, just baby steps. We'll keep improving both the technology and my production and the pool. We want to try and keep it improving, which is saying a lot, especially the pool. For you got to remember, I'm a 61-year-old. A rug under the table won't really work. Okay. Everybody says I need to add fabrics to absorb sound. So I looked at rugs when I was out and about today, and I'm glad I didn't buy one. Oh, hey Nate, how you doing? I'm looking at the stats for the. Oh, now it went to excellent. It's really funny. It said poor, and then it jumped to excellent. Now it's back to poor. So the next time I try and do a live stream, I'm going to either do it in the morning or like at midnight or something like that, where I probably have more bandwidth to play with. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? How long? What time? It's 7 o'clock, so I've been online almost for an hour. So I think we've learned a few things, and hopefully you guys found that interesting. You can get foam pan. Yeah, I ordered some cheap ones. I shopped online a lot today. You can get like really cheap panels that are less than $1, or more expensive panels that go up to like $6, $7, $8 per panel, and you can tell they're thicker and higher quality foam. I just bought some cheap ones as a test. They'll be here in a few days, and I'll put them up. Oh, you can? Send me an email, Chris. Sound baffles. I don't want to get carried away. I like the way the room looks. I like ultra-modern design, so I like clean and simple lines. I do like how the room looks, and I'm going to be thinking about just adding an accent wall, painting one wall a certain color. So I don't want to get carried away, but at the same time, I'd like to improve the sound quality so I don't have so much of that echo. Yeah, Chris has been struggling lately. Haven't we all? All right, I'm getting ready to sign off thank you, Chris. Unless if somebody has anything else, any other questions. I guarantee you I've missed several things that I wanted to talk about, but I'll write them down and we'll talk about them some more. It will keep the look you like. Okay, good news. All right, we'll work on that. Chris, I'll give you a call in a little bit. Give me 5 minutes. Thank you guys for tuning in. Onward and upward, baby steps. We're going to do keep things improving a little bit at a time. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time. Signing off. Bye.